Day 3, our first week of our phenomenon experiment. And let's recap. Day 1 was I am a phenomenon, because you are a living thing and it grew from a one-cell organism to a trillion cells, building itself simultaneously every organ. Which we know how to grow an ear, we know how to grow one thing, but not all things at the one time. Central nervous system, brain, all of that. And then on Wednesday we had a little bit of stagnant stickiness, overwhelming of, oh, it's too much being a phenomenon. Oh, do I have to be a phenomenon? Do I have to acknowledge I'm a phenomenon? It's so dense. And then today, what I felt we needed to do was really remind ourselves and go beyond, because you always want proof. It's like, how many more books do you need to read to know you need to meditate? How many people with PhDs do you need to tell you that meditation's good for you? Do you not trust the lamas that have been doing it for thousands of years? How many people do you need to tell you that it feels good to do yoga, or it feels good and it's good for your mind and body connection to Reiki yourself, and it increases your IgA levels? How many more studies do you need to do what you as a phenomenon need? And I want to remind us all of the phenomenons that are around us, because it's today, obviously someone will be watching this 5 years from now, and it might not be Beltane, but right now it is. And it's the Celtic festival of the May Queen. And there are many different parts to this ceremony. And if you go on the Beltane Fire Society in Edinburgh, they have all of their videos up right now because they couldn't do their gathering in Calton Hill. And all of the different elements that are involved in coaxing out the green man from the winter and into the spring. For it to be in a hand-binding union with the May Queen. That she can work her magic with the fairies and the devis that create the garden and the blossoming and the crops coming forward. And I want us to remember that sometimes we interfere a little bit too much in nature. And there's a man, a Japanese man, I'll put him in the details, Masanobu, who he lectured on natural farming. It's something that I'm going to go and learn, his method, which is do nothing farming. And sometimes doing nothing allows the universe to create that phenomenon, which would take you 10 years to get there, to surrender, to let the phenomenon happen. And what he did was he observed nature. And he just tuned in to what nature was telling him to do. There was no turning of the soil or anything. So I want to learn more about this man, because I think this is what we need a little bit more of in our life, is allowing. You know, we allow the Aurora Borealis to happen, the magnificence of it. You allow the magnetopause that covers the earth that looks like an angel or an Egyptian mummy tomb, that stops us getting burnt up by solar flares. That's a phenomenon. There is an intelligent fine-tuning and design that the more we live in accordance with it, things just become normalized in the phenomenon, but we have to watch not to become apathetic to those. I'm going to name some of them today. Gravity is a phenomenon. It's a force that comes from the center of our earth. Sound is a phenomenon. It's really just a frequency. The fact that we can hear it is phenomenal, that our antenna can pick it up. The breaking dawn is a phenomenon. Tornadoes, earthquakes, photosynthesis, even our seasons. And this is midway between the solstice, which is next month, and the spring equinox. So in accordance with that, we, took our cattle, which it would have been then, and we used to put them through the cleansing, purging fire. We'd run them between two fires to protect them, so that you had an abundant crop, your cattle were protected from any disease. Because people believed in these things in accordance to nature. And that's what Heal's all about, if you've watched Heal. Bruce Lipton's book is the biology of our belief. You're running beliefs that you don't even know. Remember when we did the 21-day meditation? I'm as strong as an ox. That's a belief. So what I wanted to do is just to make those things be a reminder, a remembrance of, oh, that's right, there's a force that controls the tides in our oceans. There's a force that every growing living thing comes through. My little birds left their nest this morning and came to my side window to let me know. They were like, nice living in with you. So the more we can be in accordance with phenomenon, the phenomenal, the more we start to recognize it, the more we start to tune into it, the more it becomes a daily practice. So what I want us to do is to really connect to that. I want us to drop out of our head first of all and into the heart. This pump in our body. This pump that gets restricted when we start to worry. pump that's just a natural drumbeat of the earth. I want us to recognize whatever phenomenon is pumping the pump. I want us to connect in accordance with a sacred natural law. And I'm gonna dive deeper. I'm gonna drop in deeper into this place. This place that's within me. And it feels good to feel it. To strengthen that cord. And now I want you to find another chord that's in accordance with the spirit of all things. And it feels a little bit like a spiral energy. I want you to allow yourself to breathe into that inner tornado, that inner vortex, wherever you're feeling it in your body, in your mind. And when you go to the center of that vortex, where there's a complete stillness and light, asking you to harness this vortex, this power. And I want you to imagine that spinning vortex within you is the Milky Way, spiraling beautifully. Stars, galaxies. that spiraling of that microcosm of your Milky Way. And when you descend a ping all the way to the edge of the universe, to the event horizon, where it's the light of lights. Very quick, very fast. And I want you to feel that ripple of energy coming back through the entire universe. Gathering itself in the Milky Way. And entering every atom of your body. Where a cellular cycle is occurring. A cellular activation. An energetic enhancement. Allowing that to occur over the next 48 hours. Breathing into it, strengthening it. And over these next 48 hours, you're going to decide which phenomenon in nature is calling me to study it, to observe it, to embody it. Which phenomenon is calling my name? Is it the ocean? Is it the moon, the tides, the breaking dawn? Your garden, a tornado, the Magnetopause, is it gravity? can I live more in accordance with all phenomenons? How do I tune in more, embody more, trust more? Feel that gravity within your body, a gravity that grounds you, that stabilizes you, standing upright. How it supports you to stand taller. Feeling that force in the center of the earth, emanating up through all the layers, through all the trees and plants. Trusting there's nothing for me to do but be ready, be more you, be authentic, and be listening. Be intuitive to where you're being guided. And gently open your eyes. Stretch out if you like. You may feel you need to. That's why it's important to do movement either through dance. Through Aboriginal dances, ancient dances, yoga. This is it. This is the temple. This is the house. This is the church. This is the instrument. Some of the chords are loose. They're out of tune. They need tidying up. And you know where that is. So thank you so much, everyone. That'll take us into Monday. I think we're going to need a couple of days to process and calibrate that. That was good. So let's be in merriment, because life has enough tragedy in it. You're gonna lose people that you love. You're gonna be on a deathbed one day. So you may as well have some merriment along the way. And don't deny, it's not about being the only way that you can be empathetic and help people is by being completely sad all the time. You have to find a place where the joy is there as well of life and your health and your well-being and your life, while being able to empathize with others' pain. It is not exclusive. And I think people find that very, very difficult. I don't want to be around that. That's too much for me. Well, let me tell you, it's going to come at some point in your life. And you must grow the constitution for it.